Good evening, dear friends, and Ewan's bounced across the screen straight away. There we are. Unbelievable. And now your names. I'm not going to move them around. They'll have to deal with themselves. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Boys from the Baltic Star. When it's Saturday night and the three of us are together, we normally play something else, but because we couldn't last night, tonight we are playing Traveller, and it's an absolute joy and an absolute treat to be here with you, dear friends, dear viewers, to return to our first true love together as a gaming group, that of Traveller. We're going to play for about an hour and 40 tonight, maybe. See how it goes. We promise you nothing. I was going to say we promise you excitement and high octane thrills, but I'm promising none of that. I promise you rocks and confusion, and that's all I'm promising you. What I am promising you, though, dear friends, is that you can stay for as long as you want. We won't hold it against you. There should be a break at some point in the middle before the all-important toast, so hang around for that. If you want to spend some of your points, click down on the red sun and spend some hero credits. Anything that is pink will play a nice little tune. Anything else, just read up what it says, really. Generally, the more expensive will affect the game itself, and it does affect the game. Give us boons, name an NPC, make us hit something, make us steal something, the guns are out. Remember, they're pre-season guns, so they're not good yet. Winter guns. Just you wait, so just you wait till May. It'll be popping. I'm on my slimming mode at the minute. I'm off sugar for the month in the build-up to cricket nets, so yes, it's not a time for guns. I can show you my skinny stomach if you want. I'll change that. But anyway, look at the points. You're probably more excited about standing for Ewan or just celebrating Ben's resplendence, to be honest. Feel free to chat or lurk. We love our chatters. We love our lurkers. We just want you guys to be happy at the end of the day. Just want you to be chill and happy and enjoying your time with us. So I guess one of the best ways to do that is by playing for you. And luckily I'm joined by some amazing players this evening. My name is Luke. Hello, I'm in the top right hand corner and I play Kara and Soraya. Kara's on the left hand side. There she is. She is majestic.
Majestic!
Come on, Ben, don't let down your fans. While he majests, Kara is a packer, carouser. She is the trader. She is the artist of the group. Soraya, second from right there, is more of sort of a mechanic style. She was a scout, a jack of all trades with a big gun that she bought recently. Speaking of big guns, I'm going to unleash the first one right now, and he's directly below me. He is my brother from another mother, the Floofmeister General, the housewife's favourite. It is Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hello, Luke. I'm very well, thanks. You're far too kind with the introduction, but it's much appreciated.
I'm always far too kind with your introduction.
Yeah, and I know, and you think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not.
What's been the most magical part of your week so far, Ewan?
The most magical part of my week.
You can decide what day your week started on.
Ooh, interesting. Any day out of the 7.
Exactly.
Nice. I like it. Does it have to be 7? Can I go for a longer week if I want?
Right, like the old when the Soviets trialled a 10-day week, for example.
For example, yes.
Yeah, please do.
Thanks. The most exciting part of my week. Wow. You're showing me up now for my lack of excitement during my week. I would have to say the most exciting part of my week was actually having a night out at the pub, seeing some people that I hadn't seen in quite a long time. It's very nice.
Was that the one when you came with me?
It was.
Not another night. You hated that night.
No, yeah, exactly. The one with you and the other people that I haven't seen in a long time. Because obviously I've seen you loads, and I love it.
Too often, some would say. Not me though. I say not enough.
No, exactly.
That was nice. Good,
It was very
good
nice.
choice.
Nice break from the norm.
It was, especially as three of them were called Norm.
Yeah, precisely. And I like that when they all walk in, the whole pub just norm every time.
And they never know which one we're talking to
Yeah.
because we hate the other two. Why don't you tell us about your characters this evening, Ewan?
My character's Norman Norm.
Norm, exactly.
No, that's not the case. Yeah, good idea. Let's move it along. I play in a Traveller TTRPG that we do almost every week.
Okay.
Thanks. Not sure why, but thanks. I play Agnar Arnson, former army general of the 17th Rift Runners. He's the left-handed Varga with the lucky number 51, and a penchant for Varga opera. I also play Stefan Miller, who is our human, I suppose, criminal. Is probably the more accurate term to what's the actual career path, Ben?
For which part?
For Stefan.
I think it is criminal.
Is it criminal?
I'm pretty sure he became, well, he did become a criminal. Did he stay criminal his whole progression? I have a feeling he did something else as well.
He tried to enroll in some kind of military college.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Wasn't particularly
and they
successful.
they decided he was surplus to military requirement.
Yes, indeed. So he is our human criminal, as it turns out, by the rules of the game and probably by gameplay as well. Shoe size 9.5, very important, and also known as Maurice Ivor. Currently writing his memoirs, which have been a work in progress for probably about a week in game now, but a very long time in real life.
It appears you've got your notes with you this evening, as you've just looked up every single thing you've got,
which are all scattered all over the page. I was like top left, bottom right, middle, somewhere over here.
It's good that Agnar's lucky number's 51 because I hear his 51st birthday is just around the corner.
Oh well, it's close. It's coming up. It must be not his actual 51st birthday, but 51 as his shipmates like to give him a hard time about.
Speaking of someone, am I going down the 50s route here or hard time route?
Shipmates.
Speaking of someone whose shipmates never give him a hard time, he wishes he was 51. He is the smartest man in any room. Lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence, and is often to be found being carried around Faversham in a sedan chair atop the shoulders of 6 heavily oiled Eastern European men. He is the Queen of Faversham. It is Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. He says, about to descend into a coughing fit. I'm well. Yes, I'm doing fine, thank you.
That's good. It's good to have you around because it makes me feel better about my cough.
Yeah. I mean, coughing in harmony is, it turns out, a skill that we have now.
I'm looking forward to it.
Not sure we ever needed it, but we have it anyway.
I've heard we're the UK's entrant to Eurovision this year.
I hadn't heard that, but it's actually quite exciting as a thought. Do you know where it's being held?
Who won last year?
I can't remember.
Not. It was in Vienna, wasn't it? Was it in Vienna, or is it going to be in Vienna? Is it going to be in Vienna?
Maybe it's going to be in Vienna. Yeah,
it is going to be in Vienna.
Means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Vienna.
Are you doing wonderfully though, Ben? Most importantly.
Yeah. Yes, I'm coping well with my ongoing coughing fits, and I am very much looking forward to some Traveller tonight, because Traveller.
Then maybe Ewan and I should stop getting in the way and let you lead us into some Traveller.
Okay. So, one second. While repairs are underway on the Baltic Star, our heroes, along with old friend Zoe and new friend Shrita, have set off to find out what mysterious goings-on have led to a group of miners being unwilling to actually work down the mine. It's a paying job, and they're not the only people who have answered the contract. They're accompanied by a pair of human mercenaries, Lyria List and Ivan Revik, and all of them have been assigned to investigate one of the shafts of the mine. Deep underground, on a remote island on the planet Nadi, they began to see some unusual things. They found some dried, dead grass, an actual plant of the type used for producing oxygen. Odd, but possibly explicable, I guess. Deeper in the mine, however, they found something really unusual. In a cave where mining had taken place, they found a group of stones arranged in the form of a human skull. As they moved on to explore further, Stefan, being sneaky, stole a couple of the stones. On the wall of a nearby passage, they found a painted reminder reading, "Remember to move some rocks and check for messages." Looking at the stones Stefan had stolen, it seemed they were just stones, nothing special. They went back to the cave where the skull had been laid out, and surprisingly, the missing stones had been replaced. Not only that, but under the skull, additional stones had been laid out in the shape of a word: unwelcome. Wondering how the stones had been moved without any people being moved, the party explored around the area. They found a number of small radio-connected seismometers. These devices communicate like a network and can reveal any movement of the ground, including footsteps. In a stroke of genius, the party decided to tap the seismometers to produce a message in Morse code, which both Agnar and Soraya know well. Agnar attempted, "We come in peace," to no obvious response. Kara suggested, "We're not Morven." Still nothing. Soraya took over from Agnar and attempted, "We're not miners." They asked the group if anyone had any ideas, and Shrita, the only local in the group, suggested, "Dammon Rill." Soraya tapped it out, and in a few moments the team heard sounds like moving rock, and to the west, the passage was lit by a soft glow. And that is where we resume the story.
Can I take a very brief moment here to thank Sparrow for redeeming the Stefan Sneaky Masterclass, which encouraged me to steal some rocks, and without who we wouldn't be in this place whatsoever. And also thanks to Ben for making the theft of the rocks feel more appropriate for the redemption of points than it actually probably was.
It is what it is.
Oh, he's going to be like this tonight, Ewan.
You can tell he's giving nothing away.
Shrita, Dammon Rill, name, place, code.
I tell you what. Can you roll a persuade for me with your choice of intellect or social?
It's very early for a roll. Let's go intellect. It's a good one.
In fact,
For
we're
me.
one sentence into roleplay and we've got a roll already. I don't think it's unheard of.
I don't like it.
It's definitely going to be like this tonight, Luke.
Oh, I know. He's got it on him. You can see his little cheeky face. Oh, I dropped it. That was a 2. That is a 4 and a 2. It's a 6, but plus 4 is a 10.
Okay.
Beautiful.
She looks at you for a second and then she says, "Name." It's a name.
Well, clearly it's a name that means something to whoever it is down here.
She nods and says, "I certainly hope so."
Is it a name that they're opening up so they can absolutely massacre us because we said it, or are they opening up because we might be welcome for saying it? You know, it's good to know whether me and Soraya are going first, or we're pushing Stefan out the front. You know.
She says, "If I'm right, it means we're welcome."
In which case, Kara.
So me then, Stefan says.
Don't look. We're welcome, Stefan. Look, go to the back where you belong. Come on, Agnar. Kara slots her arms through Agnar's a little bit and drags him on. Come on, we've got new friends to make. Get your best. Don't you know who I am's ready?
And he will proceed with an air of importance, probably, actually. As much as it pains me.
Remember,
Okay.
don't be too harumphy though,
Oh,
Agnar,
okay.
until you know, not too self-important.
Maybe it's best. Yeah. We'll gauge it. We'll gauge it when the discussion starts. And if it's you, it's you. If it's me, it's me.
Straighten up your suit a bit. You got some dust on the shoulders. Come on now, and look. You got a bit of a tear there. Have you not been fixed? This is.
There's not a tear. There's no tear in my suit.
This is.
That would defy the whole point.
It's gonna have to do. It's gonna have to do. Let me just clean the visor a little bit for you.
Thanks. Man, I know it's just smudged. It's really glary. Can you?
Hang on. Let me. Hang on. Let me. You got something around the side of your mouth. Let me just lick my finger and get it off for you. Hang on. This is very important. It needs to make a good first impression. Oh, come on. That's it. You look wonderful. Go on.
Okay. I thought you were talking.
So what's your plan? Are you going to head to the passage to the west?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose Agnar will just be following Kara's lead on this one. She grabbed him by the arm, so he's happy to proceed as directed by his dear friend Kara. For now.
Well, we got that Agnar. So we got Sarai with a big hand cannon if we need it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Zoe. You know, if something bad goes down, Shrita's got a bit of local knowledge, and if they want to see some somersaults, we've got Stefan.
True.
And we've got our two new friends here as well for.
Yeah, got Ravik and Liz
for eye candy.
Yeah, okay. Or mercenary work.
Mercenary work.
One or the other.
They love a bit of mercenary work. They're all about mercenary work.
Okay. So, and you head, west until you make it to that main north-south passageway. And from there, as you look to the south, you can see where there is off in the far distance what looks like a sort of rock fall, like a big pile of collapsed rocks. There's a glow, like a slit of light down one side of it.
Kara, what's the protocol here? Do we wait for them to come to us? We don't want to be too intrusive, do we? Or do we?
Well, I don't know. If it was us and we were opening for someone, so think of it as the Baltic Star, right? Say we knew someone was coming aboard the Baltic Star, right? And we weren't too sure, and we wanted to pretend the Baltic Star was derelict for whatever reason. We thought that was our line of defence, and so we sort of left most of the ship empty, and we sort of holed up in Baspar, of course, where we would hole up. And when we decided that they might be okay, we slide the door to Baspar open. But are we going to just go wandering out into the corridor, or are we going to stay potentially, in our carefully chosen points of cover, keeping an eye on that door, waiting for them to advance instead? Come on, you're the military strategist.
You of course you're right. We would set up a well placed trap just in case they weren't who they said they were.
Are you just getting another call from your drinking buddy? Is he after where your whiskey is again?
No. It's just another just more junk messages, more adverts. Ever since I bought this dried fish, I must have paid digitally, and now I just keep getting adverts for bulk dried fish, protein, good for the older Varga, apparently.
So I've heard. Keeps that silver fur shiny.
Oh, it's good for the coat and the bones. That's
Ah,
the marketing line. Yeah.
that's good.
But importantly, I think you're right. We'd want them to come into our well-laden trap just in case there was anything fishy, if you pardon my turn of phrase, going on.
There we
Don't
go.
you?
I think so.
Should we go?
Let's lead on, my friend.
Sure. Okay. And he will walk towards the slit in the rock.
Go towards the light, you mean?
Yeah. Well, hopefully not. We'll see.
He's the most likely candidate.
Okay.
He's the oldest.
Well, as a group, your little party moves closer and closer.
Expert.
With indeed Stefan at the front, taking the lead. As you get closer, the light seems brighter. It's because obviously the passageway itself is quite dim, so it's quite starkly different in light level. What it appears to be is that there's an actual rockfall here, but down one side of it, a sort of fake door that's been dressed to look like rockfall, but it's narrow, and it leads into what seems to be a narrow gap. You're only going to be able to go down there one at a time in single file. So if you'd like to go down there, then by all means do, but tell me who's going down and in what order and what, if anything, you're doing as you go.
What do we think? And Agnar will open it up to the group for some discussion. Anybody got any thoughts?
Well, it needs to be someone at the front who is initially not going to either freak out whoever might be in there or create high tension. So it shouldn't be Zoe going first.
Stefan will chip in. Oh, what about Shrita? And look over. I don't mean to say you couldn't cause some trouble, but you are the least imposing. No offense.
She nods and says, "I'm up for it if you want me to."
Sarai looks to Stefan. Well, we know she can handle herself. We've seen that, haven't we?
Exactly. I wouldn't have said anything if I didn't think that was the case.
Sounds good. All
right.
I vote for Agnar second.
Mm-hmm.
He's good with those first contacts.
We come in peace. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And maybe Sarai smiles. I'll go third. She pats her trusty new weapon, just in case it is some sort of trap. Get the big guns in there.
Okay. That'll do for now, because you're obviously going to have to filter through single file. And the passageway, though it is a distance, it isn't just like a doorway. There's a bit of a walk to it. It isn't that long. So you watch as Shrita sort of steps into the passageway. Immediately you can see her silhouetted by the light that's coming from within. As your eyes are getting used to it, it's not like dazzlingly bright. It's just considerably brighter than anything else that you've seen down here, at least at this end. And she makes her way down the passage with Agnar stepping in behind her, a little way back, not to crowd her or anything. And you see her step along with now Agnar's bulk with his big suit blocking her a little bit, so the rest of the group can't see her all that well. And then Soraya turns her gun in the direction that it will fit through this narrow gap, and steps through to join the back of the group. And it's at about that moment, as Soraya's squeezing in, that Shrita comes out at the other side. And as soon as she gets out, you don't hear her say anything, but Agnar, you'll notice this immediately. She seems to accelerate and run fast away from the end of the passageway and disappear out of sight towards the left.
Oh.
Agnar will say, she's gone. She ran left. Keep up. And he'll pick up the pace as well to follow.
Okay. As you reach the end of this narrow passage, you can see that what's beyond it is a very large cave. It's clearly showing signs of having been mined. And in the middle of it are a series of intricate looking heavy duty light fixtures. But they're not flooding the entire area with light. They are directing light down onto a large patch of grass in the middle of the floor, which is a fairly vibrant green in this otherwise very grey environment. The light is very much designed to hit exactly that green patch, but inevitably, of course, it does leak and scatter in all directions, and it illuminates the rest of the cave. Around the edges of the cave where the grass isn't, it's a little bit gloomier, and you can see that there are little habitations, tents and lean-tos, little structures made of offcuts of aluminium and bits of artificial plasticized canvas type material. It looks like a shanty town built around a village green with very intense lighting. It's a strange sort of layout. You haven't seen anything quite like it before. Obviously, you just saw Shrita disappear, and there are a large number of people in this space, a very large number, at least 100. And maybe more. And Shrita has run off front and left, and you can see her immediately. She isn't very far from the entrance, and she has leapt into a big hug with a fairly young man, and she has her arms wrapped around him, and they are just holding onto each other very tightly.
Agnar will hold up the pursuits as he sees this, and he'll get over the radio. Stand down. She's okay. She's okay.
It's the young man I'm worried about. She appears to be crushing him under a hug.
You're so jaded. I think that not everything is an attack.
How would you feel if your best friend in your whole world is Stefan Miller?
Jaded.
That's well put. Yes. Okay. So are you Agnar going to step into the cave, or are you going to stay sort of in the doorway?
No, he will step in, and he'll keep his hands very clear and make any sudden movements.
Okay. As you step in, you can hear Soraya clonking down the little passageway behind you. And you step in and sort of not to the side. You don't want to drop out of her line of sight, but a few paces forwards. And there are a few people close to you, in a little rough semicircle around the entrance. They are covering you with weapons. The weapons look effective, if not especially threatening to someone as well trained and equipped as you. But the people look wary rather than aggressive. And Soraya is coming down behind you, and we'll see essentially the same thing in a matter of a couple of seconds.
And again, Agnar will get over the radio, and he'll try and say in as low and as calm a voice, I suppose, without making too much of a big thing of it. They're covering us. They're armed, but non-threatening.
Soraya tries to. As she comes out, she wants everyone to see how fancy and dangerous her weapon is, but without, let them know by blowing up the place. But with very much the muzzle lowered.
Okay.
I don't want to be.
Yep. Okay. You come in with your weapon at carry, and sort of cradled across your elbow, and you can also see that the people are looking at you very warily. They don't know who you are yet or why you're here, but they're not like raising weapons or shouting or charging towards you. It's not aggressive. It's just cagey.
Don't mind cagey.
So, are you going to say something, or would you like to wait for them to initiate something?
Well, knowing Soraya's social skill, she'll definitely look to Agnar first.
He will. He will speak up. Hello. Welcome. Nice to meet you. We mean no harm. We're here. Look round to Soraya on a with an olive branch of peace, I would say. Is that right?
Yes, we're here with peaceful branches for all, and olives, bowls of olives. Apparently,
one of the group in front of you, not particularly distinguishable from the others, says, "Who sent you?"
Well, that could potentially be an awkward conversation. We were sent by some people to investigate why miners were afraid to work down the mines. We have no vested interest in the mines ourselves necessarily. We're more curious to see if some kind of agreement could be struck.
There's a pause. Can you roll a? I'm going to say a persuade with social, please.
Okay. I should have warmed them up.
I
should have known by Luke's early roll.
I know.
Okay, that's good. That's a 10 on the dice, and it's a +3, Ben, for 13.
Okay.
Lovely.
Immediately, the person who spoke seems to relax, like this makes sense as far as he's concerned. And he nods and he says, "Get all of you in."
Okay. Hang on a second. Come in, everyone. Come in peacefully, slowly.
So before everyone can come in, Saraya will sort of get up close to Agnar to sort of whisper to him a bit. I guess says, "Look, we know what we're like as a crew and how we approach these situations, but we don't know about List and Revik. They might be great, right? But they also might, if they are literal, just doing it for the money. You don't know what they're going to be like in here. I recommend we keep an eye on them carefully, or at least have like Zoe keeping a close eye just in case they do something stupid. Agreed?
I think two keeping an eye is at least a good idea.
Cool. Sarai's going to ping a message to Zoe and Stefan suggesting just that, please.
Okay. The other members of the group start to filter through, with Stefan and Zoe, moving in with them, but staying right at the rear, just to keep an eye on things. And as you spread out a little bit, you haven't sort of been invited into the rest of the cave yet, but as you've spread out a little bit to not be literally tripping over each other, you see one by one as the group comes through, including List and Revik. They both have their weapons in their hands and are looking a bit nervously at the armed opposition, but they haven't opened fire or anything yet. And behind them, Stefan and then Zoe come through and complete the bunch, with Zoe basically stopping, and I assume Stefan will do the same. She'll basically stop with her back to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that maneuver complete, there's a bit of a moment where the person who's been speaking to you looks across the side of the entranceway and gives a nod, and you see a couple of people sling their weapons, grab hold of a pretty heavy looking piece of masonry and push the doorway closed. It's clearly homemade as a camouflage system. Not bad, just basic. And with that door pushed shut, they then more or less displace Zoe and Stefan from being right by it, because they kind of take over that point. And it's at about that moment that List says, so, you're the deadly monsters that terrify the miners, or possibly ghosts, with the stones on the ground and the skull and the welcoming message. And it gets a little bit of a chuckle from the locals, but nobody actually answers with any information.
And Agnar will say, Shrita, who's your friend?
She finally sort of lets go of him, but takes him by the arm and starts pulling him gently towards you. And she says, this is Damon. He's my brother.
Real?
Yes, Damon Rill.
Brother? Ooh.
And Agnar will hold out a paw. No, pleasure to meet
you. And Rill sort of reaches out with a hand and shakes. And you too, person I have no idea why you're doing here.
Well, that's my normal state of being.
That's
I'm
what we all think about him.
indeed, indeed. It's mostly the age, I think, is the problem. Memory. It gets us all. Agnar Arnson. This is my friend Soraya.
Good evening.
As you start that process, the person who sort of who's sort of been talking to you, he says, "Not so many names."
Understood. We're only trying to be friendly. But if we've made a misstep, I apologise.
It's just that down here, being friendly means not knowing too many names.
Noted. What, if you don't mind me asking, without seeming condescending, I don't mean to be. If I am, what are you all doing down here?
There's a sort of general sense of people smirking at each other. And then one of the other people, not the one you've been speaking to, says, "We're deserters." And it gets a bit of a laugh from everyone.
Deserters from society?
Another little chuckle runs around, and a woman in the group calls out, "Society, life, the surface, the military, responsibility, accountability, and possibly future."
Oh, well, hopefully not the last one.
You're not from one of the nations, are you?
Agnar will he'll gesture towards his badge. We're not. No.
And they start sort of looking at each other, and then one of them says, "You got a ship, or did you come here on someone else's?"
We perhaps if names are best avoided, then so is information like that.
Okay. All right. Revik immediately calls out, "We've got a ship." And everyone turns and looks at him. And there's a sort of a little ripple of acknowledgement that goes through the group. And someone calls out, "How big?" And he looks around the whole room and he says, "Not big enough for everyone, but quite big." And Liz turns to him and says, "Let's not get their hopes up. We don't direct that ship." And she turns back and says, "But, we know the guys who do. So if there's money in it, maybe some transport could be arranged."
Whilst this is going on, Agnar's turned to Kara and has given the big eyebrow raise.
Oh, and he has got big eyebrows.
He has indeed. They go all the way up and down, apparently.
Oh. Um, Cara takes a step forwards. Hi everyone. Like I say, you don't need to know my name, but it's a pleasure to be here with my good friends. She taps Agnar's shoulder, and I'm marveling at this grass. It's incredible. You guys must have been here, or some of you must have been here some time to get this set up like this.
You get a few nods, but nobody actually like volunteers that they were part of the gardening.
Yeah.
Possibly they know
Agnar mentally-
Stefan's reputation, and they're afraid that if they admit to being a gardener,
That
he
is
will
true,
immediately
actually. Oh
brutally
yeah, the
murder them.
risk. Yeah, keep Stefan back.
Can Agnar try and mentally make a note of how long it would have taken to cultivate such a garden?
Yeah. I'll tell you what. You've got a biology skill. Yeah?
He does, yes.
Could you roll that for me with education?
Indeed. Okay, that's all right. That's an 8 plus 0 for biology, but it is a 0, not a
Okay.
nothing. And 2 for education, so a 10.
Okay. Given your knowledge not only of the grass in question, the atmosphere grass that they're growing here, but also, you know, looking at the intensity of the lights and the amount of you know, energy that would likely produce, you would guess well over a year to grow this extent of grass, and a decent number of people to install that much lighting and you know, to prepare the place as it has been prepared.
Okay, thanks.
Oh
Sorry, Luke.
no,
please.
carry on. No, carry on.
No. I was just going to say, sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
Okay. Looking at how they're dressed, I assume they've removed any semblance of badges and things like that. Then,
There are no badges visible.
well, can Soraya see the man that they ran into yesterday or this morning? This morning, yesterday, this morning.
You mean the which one do you mean?
The one that was
That was
following them.
following.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what. It's not really a natural environment. Roll a streetwise for me, please, with or a recon if you prefer.
Yeah.
With intellect.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going for any of the others. The arms dealer, the person in the
No, it's all a big
weird drinking
conspiracy.
establishment. That is a good call, though. Very good.
That'd never narrow it down. A weird drinking establishment. Is
True.
I take it no one in here's got a mask on.
No.
As she does it, Soraya will markedly remove her mask
Okay.
to look around to see if if she's looking for this guy who tried to approach her in the first place.
Mhm.
If he's there, might help. I've got +2 on this, so it should be all right. Yep, 8 + 2 is a 10.
Okay. It isn't clear that you can see everybody in this space. It's quite large. It's quite complicated. There seem to be little bays and alcoves off to the side, and people might be in some of the structures, though they are a bit informal. But of the people you can see, there is no sign of him.
Cara takes a step onto the grass, I suppose, gets down on a knee, removes her mask as well, and runs her hand across the blades, sort of with like thoughtfully, a bit like as if she's the Pope just getting off an aeroplane or something like that,
Okay.
and looks up at Agnar. Good old, kind, wise Agnar. And then over to Shrita, I guess, with her brother. Mr. Damon, how long have you been down here? Like, have you and Shrita not seen each other for a long time?
He glances around as if he's asking if anyone will tell him to not say anything. And nobody seems to stop him. So he looks back at you and says, about a year.
Shrita, did you know about this place?
She shakes her head.
But you knew to mention his name, Stefan or Jetpin.
I took a guess.
I would say, what do you think? What had you thought had happened to him? But the longer we spend here, and the vibes are wavering, I can't help but tell that more than a couple of people each year go missing and never seen again.
A lot of the people who go off world, Trita says, they join up these mercenary companies, you know?
Mm.
My brother, he did it. Didn't hear from him. And when you met me, I was trying to get on one.
Mm.
Go looking for him, you know? And when we got down here, and all of the spookiness turned out to be people listening on seismo thingies, well, that made me think this was, people, not monsters. So I took a chance that maybe they'd have heard of my brother, knew where he went. And it turns out they have heard of him.
Stefan will jump in. Are you saying people going off world as mercenaries aren't mercenaries?
She looks at her brother, and he says, "It's not what it is advertised."
In a good way or a bad way?
It's a very bad way.
Okay. There was me hoping that they were offering people passage off world.
Mm. This is like, are many of these people here? They signed up for mercenary work.
You can't swear it's everybody, but a fair number are nodding.
Yeah. Are you guys, I guess, lords of your own castle? You're not being kept down here. You're not being forced to stay down here. I know you may be, signing out of everything and deserting as such, but while you're down here, you're as free as you can be.
One of the others speaks up and says, "This isn't a destination. This is a stop on the journey."
The journey off-world.
Yeah.
Is that, and Stefan will hold his tongue for a moment, is that the reduction in population that we're not supposed to talk about?
As soon as you say that, it actually gets a laugh. I mean, it's a cynical laugh, but everyone is laughing along with that joke. Something like that.
Cryptic. Sorry.
No, that's a really good question. Hang on, linked. Are you all expecting someone to come with a ship?
One of the people actually shoulders their weapon and steps forward. We were sort of expecting you to be people coming with a ship. So, remind me again, what exactly are you doing down here? And that's where we'll take our break.
Ah, Ben, you've drawn us in.
Let me. I can spend the break.
Us a break.
I can spend the break looking at the details of the old liner. See how many we can squeeze on.
Oh, we've got loads of space in the hold.
Oh no! Well, yeah.
It's not ideal.
How much fuel is stretched out? You got to share it with some Moab eggs.
Yeah, you can play with
It's
the Moab.
definitely not ideal.
You can
Clean
probably
the oil
pet the cat.
tanks. Exactly. We got some of the low berths, so some of them might not even survive if they don't roll well enough.
No, let's not do that. That's not an option. Surely. I don't even know these people, but that's not an option.
They're a relatively safe way to travel, relatively.
Relatively.
Right. Let's go on a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, everyone, for a burst towards the end. Toodaloo.
Cool.
See you in a bit.
Good evening, all. We are back. And as is always the case, as we join the second half, we join with a toast. The most important thing of any stream, it is the toast to our fallen comrade, the best barman a ship could ever have, actually. And as has been my responsibility, I've been going through some of Grey Hill's old writings. He was a very creative man in that part, and the writing that I came across recently that I wanted to share is one that, on one side, was just written: use this as a battle cry if a promising evening at the bar starts to flag. So, wise words written by Greyhill. I'd like you to picture him stood behind the bar, maybe with a bottle held high, ready to pour more drinks through tired drinkers that kind of want to carry on. The flesh is willing, the mind is weak. We drunken few, we band of barflies. For he tonight that drinks his beer with me shall be my drinking buddy. Be he ne'er so vile, this evening shall worsen his condition. And crewmates in their quarters now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their ears tight from the drunken singing of those who drink with us upon St. Bast's bar. He always knew how to squeeze the last few pennies out of a drinker
Mm.
and give many a heavy hangover. And we remember him now as the late, great Greyhill Bast.
The late great
The late
Grey
great Greyhill Bast.
Oh.
That was very more dramatic than a lot of his work, I will say.
Yeah, I feel he's stretching out in new directions in these most recent ones.
I think there's money to be had with that one. That's probably why he got more enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, I mean, I suspect what you might want the residuals on that one actually.
We might be going somewhere.
Okay.
Any questions?
So, what exactly are you doing down here?
Who knows?
Well, we thought we knew, and now we're really not that sure. Kara points to everyone apart from List and Revik, I suppose, came to the planet a couple of days ago. We've been sort of continuing a voyage across space on a larger mission, I suppose, and checking off planets along the way. And this was the latest stop. We needed to fix our ship after a rather exciting situation last week. We needed to refuel. We needed to get more food for our crew, more alcohol, more drink. And so we came onto the planet to look for rest and recuperation, adventure. Turns out that Soraya spent all of her and Stefan's money on a gun, and we realised that really we could do with a bit of a money top up, so we took a job to check out this mine. But we definitely didn't come down here with personal intentions of anything, merely a job, which she sort of smirks a bit, I guess. For you guys taking on your mercenary work, you'd understand that point of view, I suppose. But that's not to say that we're in any way a villain or an enemy. We have a history of helping those that need help, and in many years' time, if any of you are alive and you go on sort of the galactic internet, there'll be entries about all the amazing things we've done for people, and we're not against adding you guys to that list if you want that. But we do have some very innocent questions, if that's okay.
can you roll a persuade for me, please, with intellect
Oh, my favourite.
or social, if you prefer?
Oh, intellect. Bakara. Oh, that is a 7 plus a 4 is 11.
Okay.
Oh,
One of
it's my
them,
wheelhouse.
one of them nods and says, "Well, we'll try to answer some of your questions as long as you answer one or two of ours. But you can go first."
Of course, of course. Hey, Mark. What a joy to have you with us. How are you doing? Big fan of Boon to be Wild for Cara. Thank you. I will probably need that this evening. How you doing, Marlo? Good to have you with us. Um, Always a joy to have you with us, in fact. Um, One of the times when we're not doing travel, I'm upset because we don't get to see you generally if we have a Friday off. So it's nice to have you tonight. Do people actually ever? Some of you have been here for a year, but does anyone ever get picked up by the mercenaries?
One of them steps forward. She's a fairly hard-bitten looking woman. Something about her face, her gaze. She's seen some stuff, and she stands directly in front of you, and she says, "Not by the mercenaries. They're who we're hiding from."
Sorry, Ben. Just very quickly, Stefan, seeing this this rather hard-bitten woman, as you described them, suddenly has a bit of a recall, and he flashes around the room trying to look at as many people as he can. Is there a woman
Don't
with a
flash around
skull
the
on?
room. Put your trousers up.
No, he's not flashing.
Good grief. We need that as an option.
Flash his eyes, his gate, his
Stefan's pervy masterclass.
longing stare. Yeah, not pervy. Yeah, probably pervy. Is there a woman with a scar on her face in this room?
Okay. Can you roll your choice of recon or streetwise with intellect?
Indeed.
Oh, that's a good one though.
That is a 9 plus 2 for an 11 with streetwise. Please, Ben.
There are people here with scars, but nothing like the one you're looking for, which would be very new and very vivid.
Yeah.
Thank you. Pray continue, Luke.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good thinking though. I like this thinking. So are we the first people that, I guess different, right? We're not here to sort of hide here from the mercenary groups. Are we the first people like us who have come that have been, I use the term welcomed, hopefully, but are we the first like that?
You're the first who aren't running from the mercenaries and who aren't here to collect us. Yes.
What sort of people collect you?
Friends, allies, smugglers, criminals, chancers.
So is this place known to that sort of underbelly as a place where they could come and get a new worker, a new, new crew, whatever that is, pay someone away?
Word has been put out in certain circles.
Does that benefit you? Are you happy with that?
It's better than staying here.
Were you all signed up by the same group, or like, is there an overarching like group that tried to sign you up and you guys ran from? Is there like one big villainous group?
There's a sort of brief glance around, and then one of them says, goes by a lot of names, but when it sells its services away from here, it's one company.
Mm. Are they off-world, or are they mostly based here?
They are owned here, we think.
Kara turns half an eye to Zoe and tries to use her eyes to suggest that Zoe keeps a close eye on our two friends, I suppose. What's the name of the group, if we may know?
What they advertise themselves as is more than mercs.
Do you know the actual company name?
That's what they apparently call themselves to their clients. To us, someone meets you outside a bar, someone stops you in the street, someone offers you a deal. Come away for a year, make some money, come back. If you're lucky, quite a lot of money. Who you think you're signing on with doesn't matter. Once you're in the system, it's more than mercs.
Mm. And hiding down here is better than ending up working with the Morven Mercs?
It's a funny thing. You know that year-long contract
Mm.
never seems to end.
Hmm. Who, how recently is the most recent people down here? How active is this?
We get new people every few weeks, and people get picked up every few weeks.
Hmm. Would right, I know you don't speak for everyone in the group, of course, but is it a mix? Ideally, is it a mix of people? Some that want to stay on planet, some that would want to leave, given the choice, or is it a does everyone want out? Does everyone just want away from that mercenary group, away from their tendrils?
Some of us don't necessarily want to go. We kind of make our home here.
Hmm.
Um, some of us want to leave, but not with the mercs.
Carl turned to Agna. How charitable are you feeling, Agna?
Charitable?
Well, some want to leave, some want to stay.
Mm.
We've got 20 low berths. We could squeeze another 20. Two people at a time into cabins, one on the floor, one on the bed. A week's jump somewhere if they weren't too fussed. We could take, and I'm sure we could put beds in places for another 10 or 20, We could easily get half of these guys out. What do you think? But the tough bit would be getting them through to the ship, right?
The city, yeah.
Is the Baltic Star? I can't remember. Is the Baltic Star? Are we at downport or are we in orbit?
You are at a downport.
We're at a downport.
Yeah.
But we could always pick up and land closer to here. Right. I don't think there's any restrictions.
We could. It was only restrictions for the for the actual city itself, and this is outside of that. No reason not to.
Worst case scenario, we come under some fire maybe, but I can't imagine.
We've got heavy ordnance.
It would only be mercenaries. It wouldn't necessarily be the controlling factions of the planet. Maybe.
Are you guys purposefully keeping the miners out, or is there an agreement with them, or is it just one of those things that's happened along the way that they're freaked out by the way you work things out here for your communications and things?
Yeah.
Because that's why we were hired, and either way, we want to offer an answer and solutions that best serve you guys as well. You know.
That's touching on my questions.
It feels like the time is right.
So this mine is one of 5 on this island, all served by the same big landing platform. But this mine's been shut for years. We have some friends among the miners who work the couple of mines that are still open. They keep the lift operational. They tell us when ships are due in and out so that our own transports don't cross paths with them. They come down and move a rock, read a message, so they don't know how many we are or exactly where we're hiding. So my question is, as there aren't any actual miners coming to work in this mine,
Oh God!
who hired you?
What are Revic and List doing?
They have kind of taken a couple of paces backwards towards the entrance door, and you can see that Zoe and Stefan are watching them closely.
It's been a long time since an impromptu murder.
Oh, you said it. You said it.
I said it. I can't take it back, Stefan.
Agnar will say, I wasn't entirely present for the conversation, but to the best of my knowledge, it was the people that own the mining operations. Is that right, Soraya?
Oh, this is very good. Sorry. Let me just check. Hang on.
Definitely 2 shady characters that we met in the middle of the night.
Outside of the middle of nowhere. Oh, God. Now you come to mention it.
Just now, yeah.
They never said their name. And they also said, well, they didn't say it was going to happen, but when we got there, they had hired 2 other mercenary types we'd never heard of before. Battle-hardened, paid mercenaries to come down with us. Kara's going to give Zoe and Stefan another very, very hard look. And then eyefully look at the other 2 again. And I don't know, try and move herself, position herself somewhat between the 2 mercenaries and the people behind them, I guess. And trying to, again, hoping that the rest of her crew are working, that we've sort of been in many potentially dicey situations several times, are able to read such cues.
Can you roll a deception with Dex for me?
We are well versed in this, it must be said, as Luke alluded to.
I am taking that boon that Mark handed me. That shadow of a
Good
doubt.
idea.
Thanks, Mark. A success is down to you, my friend, if it is.
Can I
And it is.
Can I introduce the fact that Stefan is very much alert? He won't go for his weapon, but he will hover towards the freeze pistol.
Oh, yes.
Just be very aware of where it is, I suppose, given the current discussion and looks from his friends.
I've got a 2, a 2, and a 5. That is Mark's. With a +1, that's an 8.
Okay.
Oh.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. That would have been an absolute.
That could have been bad.
It could have been bad.
You manage, just while you're talking, to quite subtly plant yourself in a position where those 2 mercs now have far too many directions for just 2 of them to cover. And you almost immediately see the 2 of them throw each other a glance and lift their hands away from their weapons like they don't want to fight.
Zoe, do you want to make sure they've got nothing to fight with? Just for now.
Zoe will step forward and start taking their weapons off them. It's going to take a few seconds because these people are not trivially armed.
No. like those jokes where it's like an extra knife from here and a gun from here.
But she basically pulls everything off them and throws it onto a pile on the floor.
Can Stefan add to that and just say, Zoe, if you got any intuition as to what their intent is here, that'd be appreciated, I think. Now.
Oh.
You want to ask Zoe what she thinks?
He wants to be a little bit more
subtle than that.
He wants to ask whether she knows what they're thinking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But in a roundabout kind of way, without being too obvious. For Zoe's sake.
Yeah.
She smiles and walks in front of the 2 of them, sort of looking each of them deeply in the eyes. And then she turns back and she says, I think they were looking forward to a pretty good payday. And now they're sort of hoping they survive the day.
So are we. So are we, Zoe. Certainly. We just need to, and he'll gaze at a list in the eye. We just need to keep things calm. Make sure that that we're all telling the truth amongst friends. Honest with our intentions.
She shrugs and says, I don't think anyone's ever expected that of me.
Now, we're really good at keeping secrets on the Baltic Star, believe it or not. Except when it comes to giving the name of our ship in front of strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Or birthdays.
Or birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
But we can only say that for ourselves, and our friend here with her brother clearly has investment, I suppose, in the positive future of people in here. And in many ways, that's problems, because we want the best for these people in here, actually. Don't we, Agnar? We've been known to do some quite, well, unpleasant things to people in power for the good of the people. Isn't that right, Agnar Arnson?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I do fully support the people of this planet, and I'm behind them 100% in their strife. But I do not have any idea what you're alluding to.
Put those cue cards away and speak naturally.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we do.
But I'm now worried.
And we want to trust you.
I'm just worried that if they get to leave here, Agnar, and report back, I'm worried that they're going to report back to a mercenary company on the location of these people. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I certainly do. And the awkward thing is, it's now past the moment where we can actually ask them what they're thinking about the current situation, seeing as they know how invested we are in the good people here. Looks around them. And I'll be honest, I've not found myself in this situation before. I'm not sure where what would be an appropriate level of convincing, trust, communication, how we overcome this. But I'm open to suggestions.
There's a moment where List sort of clears her throat, and she says, not to interfere with your, no doubt, careful deliberations, but what do you think would happen if we don't report back?
Quick question, Ben. Which one of them was it that had a Morvan badge?
Neither of them. They were both unbadged.
Oh, were they?
Mm-hmm.
Did I totally misremember that? I'm sure one of them had a...
There were two people who actually hired you.
Yeah, one. That's right.
Right, okay.
Avila
Thanks.
Turn and Lomis Carolinian,
Oh, I didn't know
they
those
were
names.
left in the shuttle up on the top.
One of them did, and one of them
And
didn't.
Carolinian has a Morven badge,
Okay, thanks.
and Turn has a red foreigner badge.
Okay, I feel not quite as bad about my mistake, seeing as we did come across those people.
Anyway, while you consider that, we will call it for tonight.
No, Ben.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of those where I'm sat in the toilet sending you messages about 10 different points that we're going to try and work out for next week. I
Yeah,
sense it already.
it certainly is.
I'm going to take some of those names, Ben, as well for my encyclopedia. They feel like.
Which ones? The two people who hired you?
Yeah, we won't do it now.
Okay.
I'll get it written down and then stuff like that. But yeah.
No problem.
Oh, that was good. We didn't. Yeah, we didn't.
What a tense situation.
We didn't actually know who hired us. We were just so keen for the money because of Sarai's spending habits.
That's true.
It's good. That's good.
We should figure these things out for going forwards. We should have like some kind of questionnaire for people who hire
I
us.
like it. This is good. We're learning. This is a learning.
On a scale of 1 to 10, are your intentions 1 bad, 10 good?
Pure. 10.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like your
I mean,
thinking.
I have a horrible.
Roughly speaking, if we were to complete your mission, how many people would we harm?
You see, that seems more like a question for a satisfaction survey rather than a careful intelligence test.
That is true. That is true.
That was good though. Good stuff. Well, to take the stress off my nerves, Ben, we would love a Rose's cat if that's okay.
Okay. Speaking of good stuff.
Exactly.
Yes, why not? A Rose's cat. Okay. Meanwhile, on the Baltic Star, Johnny Cress was watching a group of Imperial troops hold the line against an assault from Zodani commandos. He enjoyed the sort of hollow stories that some felt were beneath contempt. He was aware, of course, that the plot didn't strictly follow the latest historical interpretation. In the actual battle, a huge force of Imperials encountered a scattered group of Zodani. The Zodani, who were more afraid of their own officers than the Imperium's conscripts, fought bravely, but eventually fled the field. In the Imperium, where reports of Imperial casualties were going to be received with some concern, it made sense at the time to reframe the battle as a fight against overwhelming odds, which was the exact opposite of reality. Still, it entered the Imperial folklore as a heroic victory and, later, the subject of a series of works of historical fiction masquerading as reality. Johnny loved these stories. Freya Kranev, Rick Verlo, Rachel Axis, even his sister, mocked him for enjoying these old-fashioned stories of unrealistic heroism, but he enjoyed them all, from the ridiculous dialogue to the stupidly muscular participants. He was taking advantage of Zoe's absence for this indulgence, as he didn't want her to catch him gleefully enjoying the demise of Zodani commandos. Zoe, according to Sammy, had been a Zodani commando, and there was the slightest chance that she could, if irritated, administer admonishments of an unforgettable nature. He was at a particularly exciting moment when Axis walked past and dropped a cat on him. Caboodle, Rose's kitten, landed on his lap and immediately bounced up onto the table surface to get a good view of the hollow. He looked up at Axis, frowning. "Watch the cat," she said. "She's irritating the engineering department." He took a breath. "I'm busy." Axis looked at the hollow. "This," she said, waving a hand through the moving images, "is not what the word busy means." He glanced around the room. Rick Verlo was watching some local sport and somehow, despite the fact that the man had never seen it played until a few days earlier, was loudly criticizing the tactics on display. "Rick isn't doing anything." Axis looked at Verlo and then back again. "True, but you're a better choice." Johnny idly stroked the kitten. What makes me the better choice? Axis smiled at him the way a predator smiles at dinner. Because if you let Caboodle out of your sight, I'm going to tell Zoe what was distracting you. With that, she marched off back to her duties. Johnny sighed and returned to his hollow. He'd missed a bit. The Imperial officer had been captured now and was being interrogated by a comically evil Zodani. The kitten carefully walked into the hollow and attempted to rub up against the image, which was quite funny. Zoe pulled her back, petted her, and let her go. Each time he let her go, she went over to play with the character in the hollow. Then he realized she only wanted to rub against the Zodani characters. He picked her up and dumped her upside down in his lap. Traitor, he said, not unkindly. Caboodle squirmed in his lap and started batting at his arms with her paws. He smiled at her. Playing with the cat was more fun than watching hollows anyway.
Very true. Very true.
It's nice to get Johnny involved with the cat. Good old Johnny.
There you go. Thank you, Sparrow. Hope that was okay.
Thanks, as always.
Well, that is the end of another Baltic Star weekend. A short one this week. But no doubt we should be back next weekend at some point. Although I am dragging you guys over to my house one evening, aren't I? So we might not be streaming that.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Is it indeed the 20th next Friday?
That's right. That should be the plan. So probably no stream of any kind next Friday.
We'll be back on the Saturday. We need to carry this on the Saturday though, because
yeah, let's do that.
We can't be leaving that hanging over for very long at all.
So we will do exactly that. We will continue Traveller on Saturday. So apologies for missing 2 Fridays on the trot, but we will do Saturdays to make up for it a bit.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, all of you watching. Thank you, Sparrow. Thank you, anyone else that's still around. Thank
thanks,
you, Ben and
thanks,
you.
too.
Who's got the middle spot in the bed tonight?
It's me.
Oh, yeah. It's always you.
Quick. I don't know if that's on the rotor, but
perennial little spoon.
Just caught it, so it's happening.
So well, Ben will be up for another 4 hours drinking whiskey with our giant wingback chairs in front of the Edwardian fireplace as always.
I basically tend to go to sleep when everyone else gets up, so it's not really a problem.
Exactly.
Indeed.
Well, then I'll see you upstairs soon, and Ben, I'll see you in the morning. And good night to everyone else. We'll see you soon.
Good night, all.
Good night, everyone.